What up, my good eggs? It's Sage, and I'm here with One Piece chapter 932. Now, I've got a little announcement before we start. I've made a Discord, and when I say I mean my friends made me a Discord because they're good eggs. But you can come and join and chat One Piece or Promised Neverland or any other anime and manga you would like. So please do join. And so onwards with the chapter. Now, the chapter starts with the cover page of Caesar feeding... Well, he's not actually feeding his kind of, work letter to the goats, but they're eating it anyway. So he's probably not going to get employed anytime soon. And it's probably going to be quite fluffy the next couple of cover pages. As I said last time, I'm not expecting anything real meaty juicy from them just yet. So, starting the meat of the chapter, we start with Komurasaki playing the Shimmer Sin. Now, the Shimmer Sin is a 3-stringed guitar-like instrument, and she plays a very specific song while wearing a mask, and it's very beautiful and gives people goosebumps. Now, I think what's important here is we get to see a side of Komurasaki we didn't particularly get to see before now, which is that she's hurting. She's deeply hurting. She's not wearing that mask because she's smiling. She's wearing that mask most likely because she's crying underneath. She most likely plays that song because it reminds her of her family she's lost, or believes she's lost, as I think the case is more likely to be. And I think that while you might not see on first glance that underneath that mask she's crying and upset and withholding emotion as much as she can from those around her, what's so bittersweet about it is she still plays this song to her because it must mean so much that not hearing it at all would be worse than having to endure playing it. It's deep. I like it. It's cool. And then we switch to Robin and the Ninjas. Now, Robin and the Ninjas, she says she's the witching hour boy. That's a pretty good lie. I didn't see it coming. My only with it is it's not, like the ninja says, a well thought out answer. Capture her. If anything, it alludes to her being a problem, she's not the witching hour boy. They say the witching hour boy already appeared earlier today in the capital. Mission complete, So I think that they don't think it's the witching hour boy. I think that they think she's someone trying to throw the scent off. That's my only problem. But I do think that she's managed to save her cover of being a straw hat. I don't think they're aware that she's a straw hat. That's all that really matters for now. So good job, Robin. And she used a body clone like we thought she might have, which is cool. I liked that. I liked that she had used a clone, and I liked that the clones themselves seemed to be able to just wisp away. Like she doesn't have to. If they're caught, she's not caught. She can wisp it away still. And I think she does it in Fishman Island. I think one of the fishermen hooks her in a net and she dissolves away. But she does say, I'm glad I used a body double just in case. So she does have to premeditate these body doubles. She can't just instant teleportation, as far as I can tell from that dialogue. And next we cut to Nami and Shinobu, I believe, in the attic, and Brooke in the well, because there is a ghost in a well, kind of Japanese folklore, and I think it's meant to be referencing that a little bit. It's Brooke being Brooke. He's obviously going to come in use somehow, or he wouldn't have been shown to be there. But it'll be interesting to see how, especially with what comes up next. As Robin decides to leave there and get out with her body clone, she basically says, a wise man hides a leaf in a forest, so she hides with the other geishas. And I think that works. That makes sense. That all works. And then she's trying to hide from these ninjas. She's noticed that they're in the same room. But this is the dialogue that interests me the most this chapter. Don't talk about a prostitute like she's a dog or something. They say people are like flowers. people like you who are not clean water will never be able to make a woman like her bloom. That's so important to me. And that's about Komurasaki. And the reason that's important to me, because I believe the relationship between Kushiro and Komurasaki could even be that of retainer and retainee, or whatever word that would be. But the gist of it being is that and part of the reason I believe that she hasn't auctioned off her body yet is the way that he talks about her blooming, and the way that he says she's not a dog makes me think that he deeply cares for Komurasaki. It's a really interesting piece of dialogue, and I think it matters. Now, I could be wrong. She might not be pure. She may have already sold herself. She is a courtesan. That's more than plausible. But it's also plausible that she could be hiyori. I know a lot of people want her to be hiyori, which is Momonosuke's sister. A lot of people like that. I think it's cute as an idea. The only reason I don't understand it is I don't quite understand why, if she is hiyori, she's ended up so close to the Shogun. Like, the man that killed my mother and father, I will now basically become his wife. I get, she's kind of forced into it. She obviously doesn't have much of a choice. I would like her relation to be deeper than that, but it's more than possible. It's, you know, anything's more than possible. It's One Piece. So that's my take on that one anyway. And then as it moves on, the Shogun basically starts to tell the story of the ghosts of the Odin clan. And they talk about, you know, the 9 red scarabs and how strong they are, and how their acting leader, they do say acting leader. So for everyone that's not on the Kinemon hype train, I've accepted that Kinemon is going to be one of the stronger people we encounter in Wano. He just didn't have the best start. I accept that. I've moved on from that now. He was so goofy, but he's a very strong, clever man, and he's probably going to be the man who aids Momonosuke in being the actual Shogun at the end of this arc, because Momonosuke can't do it himself. So, is what it is. And Kushiro is like, if Foxfire Kinemon and the 9 red scarabs are going to make an appearance, they might as well come out now. You know, because he's going to cut them down. Which is interesting to me, because if there is the link that he is somehow acting as a retainer for hiyori, if he was aware that that's hiyori, and would assumably be the only person, why would he want to cut down the... why would he be so vengeful? Because it doesn't make sense to me. It could be a front. I don't know. I just don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Which is so annoying, isn't it? But it's alright, because we're all doing it together at least. But what a lot of people have picked up on is the fact that Komurasaki kind of actually stops. She's noted to be like, at the mention of Momonosuke and the mention that he could be alive somewhere. So yeah, that's where a lot of that could stem from. And then Toko-chan starts laughing too hard when the Shogun's going on about his... what everyone else considers to be delusion, but ghost stories and stories of Odin and how the Komurasaki clan is going to get revenge. Yeah, she keeps laughing and she won't stop laughing. And the Shogun, goes to cut down a child for laughing at him. And Komurasaki shouts, "Please stop, my lord, she's just a child." And the Shogun's like, "Keep quiet." And he just goes for her and Komurasaki's like, "Nah!" And slaps the bitch. And I love it. I love that she's just like, nah, not children. None of that, my love, none of that. And, yeah, big mood. My love for Komurasaki grows by the chapter, because I really like her. I like the way that she was treating men like trash, because I like Boa Hancock as well, because I'm like that. I just am. But, the gist of it is that, obviously, the Shogun wasn't too happy with the idea of being slapped. And Komurasaki, we get her resolve, we get her strong will comes out even further, and she says, "I will not bend my knees to anyone. You know, I will not live a shameful life." Even though she's a prostitute, but she doesn't do it shamefully. Alright. And the Shogun, we see him turn into his Orochi form, which is amazing. I think the heads might have different personalities, because if you concentrate, a lot of the eyes are drawn differently. And eyes seem to be a big thing that Oda does genuinely change for different characters. Even though they're quite similar, he does change them quite a lot for different characters. And I assume the reason that he's changed the eyes on these is because they all have slightly different characters. Only one of them's got a mustache as well. The Luigi style mustache that the Shogun has. And Robin takes Otoka-chan and is like, "Okay, off we go. We're saving you." And then Kushiro takes out his blade and says, "You know, this is gonna be a bloodbath." And I'm so excited for next chapter. And that is where the chapter ends. And Komurasaki's like, "I'm a daughter of a samurai." I forgot that bit. That's important. Because who's that samurai? That's another reason why people think it could be Hiyori. I think that it could be another samurai. It may be one of the 9 red scarbards. It's really hard to tell. It may still be that one of the 9 red scarbards is in that big old jail cell. You know, there could be people lurking in there, and that's why she's doing all of this. That's why she's become a courtesan. That's why she needs money. Who knows? At the moment, it's very up in air. But that is my thoughts for the chapter. And I would probably only give this chapter a 6. I really liked seeing Orochi's proper form. That was really hype. I don't think you could say that that wasn't a really interesting moment. I really loved seeing the resolve of Komurasaki. I loved seeing Robin be clever. I loved seeing Komurasaki have multiple sides to her. I'm really interested in the relationship between her and Kushiro. Just overall, yeah, no, really interesting stuff, but just not full hype moment, you know? Just kind of interesting development, which is a 6 for me. Anyway, it's been Sage.